Hey YouTube, my name is Daniel and welcome back to my Android music streaming app course where I'm building a music streaming app from scratch using Jetpack Compose and Firebase. In the last video we got started on the UI, built some composables and also set up our theme. In this video we are going to be building the composable for our track list, which will be the horizontal list displaying the album art for our tracks. To get started, on our composables directory, we want to create a new Kotlin file and call this track list. And we're just going to add a bit of space to this file to make it more easily viewable. The name for this will be track list, and this will be a composable function. And this will take a few parameters. The first one will be isPlaying to show whether we are playing any song or not, and that will be a mutable state of Boolean. Next will be the list state, which will be a lazy list state. Next will be the playing song index, which will be the index for the song we are currently playing, and that will be a int value, which will be mutable, so it needs to be wrapped in mutable state. Next will be the overlay icon, which will be an int value. The tracks list, which we will call tracks, and then a function for when we click the track, which will be called onTrackItemClick, and this will take a track as a parameter. And that will return nothing, so it will return unit. And we will add curly braces and start creating our composable. This will be a lazy row. And inside here we can add the content padding for the padding in between each piece of album art, which will be 16 dp. And we will use padding values for that. And we can also pass the state, which will be our lazy list state, which was passed in the constructor. And now we want to add the brackets and provide the items. So items, our items will be the tracks, followed by the item content, which will be a composable, which we are yet to create, and that will be called track list item. And inside here we can pass the track, which will be it, the playing song index, the isPlaying value, the overlay icon, and the onTrackItemClick. And underneath here we can start creating that track list item, which will be a composable, and we will call that track list item. And we can start adding the parameters. So the first one will be the track, the second one will be the playing song index, followed by the isPlaying value, the overlay icon, and the onTrackItemClick. Then we add the curly braces, and we just need to get rid of this error here. So we need to make sure we're importing the right items. There we go. So just make sure we're importing the items composable, which takes a list of items, and also a composable for the item content, and that should be fine. Inside this composable, we will first have a column, followed by a box with some padding. The padding will be 8 dp all around. 60p, sorry, and just run these imports. Inside here we will have our album art, which we will use coil for, and that will use async image. The model, we'll just put these on separate lines to make it easier. The model will be image request dot builder, and then we can pass in the context, which is local context dot current, followed by the data, which will be the track dot image. And for the loading, we want to use an animation, which will be crossfade, and then we can build that image request builder. Then for the content description, we will just use the name of the song, so that will be track.song title. And after the builder, we also want to add a content scale. So let's put all these on one line so it can easily be viewed. The content scale will be content scale.crop, and then we just need to add a modifier to clip this into a rounded corner square. That will be modifier.clip, and we will pass a rounded corner shape and pass in the corner size, which will be 32 dp. And we just want to add a size at the end of it, which will be 120 dp, so each item will be 120 dp. Then after the image, whether the song is playing or not, and if it is, we want to show that overlay image with the pause icon to show that it is playing, and that will be playing song.index, playing song index.value equals track index. So if those are the same, we know the song is the selected song, and we just need to check whether is playing is true. So is playing.value. If that is true, we want to add a overlay rounded box, which is a composable we are yet to create. That will be called overlay rounded box, and this will take 5 parameters. The first one will be a shape, which will be a rounded corner shape of 32 dp, a color, which will be color.gray, and we want this to be transparent, so we need to copy this color and change the alpha, and we want to use 0.6, so it will be 60% transparent. So alpha equals 0.6f. Then we want to add the size, which will be 120 dp, followed by the overlay icon, which is passed in the parameters, and the content description, which will be a string resource, and that will be r.string resource. Just to make sure we get the right resource, so com followed by your project name, so r.string dot play indicator. And now we can create this overlay rounded box. So we can right click, show context actions, and we can select create at composable function, and that will be created underneath, and we can start creating our composable. We will use a column with a modifier, and we will want to use fill max width. and we want to wrap the content size as we want this to take the same size as the album art, and we will use alignment.center. Inside here we will have a box. So for the box we want to clip this into a rounded corner shape and also change the size. So first we need to use modifier.clip, pass in the shape and the background color, and then the size, and this won't be nullable, so let's remove that. And inside our box we want to have our pause icon image, which will be a image composable, the painter, to make sure we get the correct import. The painter will be painter resource, and pass in the overlay icon. Then the content description, which will be the content description passed as the parameter, and a modifier to align it to the center of the composable. So alignment.center. So now we've created the overlay rounded box. We just need to go back to our track list, as I noticed we have missed out a few things, as we haven't used the on track item click, and this will be used on the entire track list I am composable. And to do this we need to use a row composable and put all of the column content inside here. And for the row we just need to add a modifier and make it clickable. And then we can pass in the on click. So on click will be on track item, and then we pass in the track. And to get rid of this error we just need to add in the curly brackets, and this will make sure whenever the user clicks on the track list item that the track details dialog will be shown. This will use the track details dialog composable, which we created in the last episode, and in the next video we'll create the on track item click interface in order to click on the track, which will be inherited in the main activity. So that is it for this video, guys. In this video we created the track list, and in the next video we will work on the player screen and the animations. If you have any questions, please post them down in the comments. Please like the video and please subscribe.